This is TWiT.
There was an app that showed up in the Microsoft Store last week that's called Windows Subsystem for Android. That if you're on Windows 11, you can actually install.
Wow.
But, okay, think this through, right? Is this how they're going to deliver the Windows Subsystem for Android?
I mean, to me, that's in some ways the most fascinating bit, isn't it? Right?
Why wouldn't
they're not going to do that.
What's wrong with that?
No, think about, to me, in my mind, I think of Windows Subsystem for Android like Windows Subsystem for Linux, which means it's built into the OS, and then you have a front-end kind of thing that gives you regular updates, which could come through the store, like driver updates or whatever, right? This isn't the actual subsystem in the store, right?
I don't know. I mean, so it is fair to say that in Windows 10, the Windows Subsystem for Linux is delivered as a Windows feature. It's available through a control panel, not through like the store. The Linux distribution that you download, or you can download multiple distributions, those do come from the store. Yeah. And I suppose they could be changing the way that they deliver this kind of thing. Although, as we keep pointing out, in Windows 11, they have so many more ways of updating the system than they used to. Yeah. So I don't know. It's possible that what you're suggesting is correct, that this was just there for testing purposes. This kind of weird language in the store listing that is clearly aimed at Microsoft employees not discussing what they see. There's probably additional pieces that they needed to make this do something that we're not getting in the public. But if you're looking for a blank window that you can download from the store, this is a good choice. It's doesn't do anything. So,
so the walking cat is the one who I think found this, and when you look at the app listing in the store, it says Microsoft Confidential, like you're saying, but it also has a picture of the Amazon App Store in the screenshots, and it says Android apps on your PC. Your favorite mobile apps are now on Windows. Wow. So you see the Amazon App Store logo and picture there.
I mean, it's kind of the one stock photo they have, right?
It is, right, yeah.
There is some news here, though, and this may not be completely accurate. It's as these things do; they're freaking people out. This thing, the Windows Subsystem for Linux, will require 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is, I think, double the minimum requirements for Windows 11, right? Which is still 4 gigabytes.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, and they recommend 16 gigabytes or more. Well,
they recommend 16 total, or.
Yeah, on the system, because you're running this other thing. It's a subsystem, right? It's running another operating system in those apps. So I could kind of, I could see that. It also puts the minimum version of Windows as Windows 10 version 22,000.0 or higher. Windows version 22,000 point whatever is Windows 11, by the way. So that's cute. And it also notes that it will run natively on x64 and ARM64 PCs, which is not surprising, but anyway,
didn't it also say Xbox too?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't actually even write about that bit, but let me see if it's
that could just be language that gets copied over from something else and doesn't apply.
I mean, all this stuff could just be all of this. Everything I just said could have been pulled over from something that is not true. So
true. But they're getting closer, and they've said insiders are going to get to test this. I think they've said before the end of the year, I believe.
They did.
So it's getting closer. I'm guessing you're going to have to be in the dev channel to test it, but maybe you won't.
Yeah, I would think so
in
the beginning.
Yeah, you do?
Well,
okay.
Yeah, I think so. That's the only thing that makes sense, right? It should be.
Right.
It's where the web version of the listing does not say Xbox, and I'm looking for.
Oh, interesting. I saw it somewhere that it said Xbox.
No, I did too. I didn't write this up. I didn't add Xbox when I wrote it up. I don't see Xbox, so I don't know if it was there and it's gone or.
Yeah.
I don't think the Android subsystem or Windows subsystem for Android is coming to Xbox. I don't think that makes any sense.
No,
although it does have a seizure warning attached to it. So
well, there you go. That's
real.
You
have photosensitive issues.
That's real. So do you think it was a mistake? Somebody pushed a button too soon and just
Maybe. It just has Microsoft Confidential for testing purposes. So I think it's internal. I've seen people from Microsoft say they can test it. I've seen some people say, well, you can't test it, but we can test it.
They're going to dog food it. Yeah, somebody's got to be testing it.
Yeah. You know what I also noticed, and this is me just being pedantic, I think, but when Microsoft first talked about this, they called it the Android subsystem for Windows. That's what Kevin Gallo called it. And now the listing is Windows Subsystem for Android.
So
which makes
I
more
also
sense,
just screwed
right?
that up. Well, it's
Yeah.
consistent with the
With
Windows
WSL.
subsystem for Linux.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to say.
It is.
It's very natural to say Linux subsystem or Android subsystem, but yeah,
It is. Yeah.
Technically, the Windows Subsystem 4 is the name of those things.
WSA instead of WSL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. WSA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Better than WTF, you know,
WSA, WTF.
which is coming up. Don't worry.
That's the next edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.